In 2027, the city of Kyoto has transformed with remarkable technological advancements. Katagaki, a socially awkward and introverted student, is immersed in a book after class. While a group of classmates chat excitedly about their plans, including going out for karaoke, they invite him to join. Noticing his hesitation, they reassure him that it is perfectly fine if he has other plans, and then they head off. Katagaki, preferring solitude, heads to the library and picks up a book on self-development. Despite his best intentions to follow the advice within, he finds himself caught in the very habits he is trying to avoid. While he is in the library's committee meeting, Katagaki overhears some boys talking about a new girl and wondering where she's from. He looks up and sees the girl from Higashinaka, which makes him smile. One of the boys mentions that they have started a new online group, and soon all the boys are crowding around Katano Kuugi-san, asking for her number. When Katagaki finally finds the courage to ask her himself, everybody has already left except for one girl who is still there. On his way home, Katagaki is excited about a new book he's picked up. As he walks, he notices people around him holding up their phones to take pictures of a crow flying in the sky. The crow lands nearby, and when Katagaki approaches to get a closer look, the three-legged bird caws loudly, startling him and making him drop his bag. The book falls out, and to his shock, the crow grabs it and flies off. Panicked, Katagaki starts chasing after the crow. As Katagaki picks up the book, his surroundings suddenly burst into a dazzling array of colors, leaving him disoriented. The light fades quickly, and a man dressed in white emerges, pleased that his trick has worked. Katagaki instinctively takes a few steps back, trying to stay quiet. The man asks for the date and then calls out Katagaki's name, surprising him by knowing who he is. Realizing the man is familiar with him, Katagaki bolts with the man in pursuit. Katagaki manages to get away for a moment, but is stunned when he encounters the man again. In a panic, he threatens to call the police. Naomi asks the man what he is, but before the man can answer, Naomi wakes up from the nightmare. The next day, while looking out from his balcony, Naomi sees the same crow cawing loudly, causing him to cover his ears to block the noise. Naomi encounters the stranger at the Kyoto Prefecture's History Record Center. There, they're introduced to the Chronicle Kyoto project, which involves creating a 3D map and the ability to travel back in time to review records from all ages. They also see the All-Tale Quantum Storage. The man then mentions that they'll be heading to Demachi Inagi. When they arrive to their destination, Naomi is hit in the face by a drone, knocking him to the ground and causing his nose to bleed. The man explains that the Chronicle Kyoto project started in 2020 and that drones have been monitoring the area to record all events for the All-Tale. He reveals that on April 17, 2027, Naomi, while reading a book by the river, was struck by a falling drone, a moment recorded in the All-Tale. The man further discloses that Naomi is a recorded past version of Katagaki Naomi in the All-Tale. As the man pulls back his hood, an adult version of Naomi appears. He explains that he has accessed the All-Tale from the real world, and that he is Naomi from 10 years in the future. At home, adult Naomi sends his crow to drop a box from the top of a shelf. The box falls, and magazines with pictures of women in revealing clothes scatter on the floor, making young Naomi feel embarrassed. His future self tells him he's here to help him get a girlfriend. In class, young Naomi stares at the girl he likes. He also notices another girl who is focused on her books and seems confident. He keeps watching her until the crow nudges him forward. He follows the crow to the restroom and finds his future self waiting there, realizing he's the only one who can see him. Adult Naomi tells the boy that in 3 months he will start dating a girl named Ruri. However, young Naomi looks disappointed and says he does not think Rui is right for him because he prefers cute girls, and Rui seems intimidating. Adult Naomi upset by this, scolds the boy and tells him to follow him to the library. They watch Ruri at her desk, and adult Naomi, with tears streaming down his cheeks, confuses his younger self. Eventually, adult Naomi explains that during their time together, him and Ruri went on a date to a fireworks festival. A lightning strike hit a tree next to her, and since then, she has not opened her eyes. His goal is to change the past to prevent the accident from happening again. Even if it does not bring her back to the real world, he wants to keep a memory of her, even if he's not the one experiencing it. Young Naomi reassures him that he'll try to help. Young Naomi decides to call his adult self Sensei and agrees to help him, as Sensei has limited capabilities as an avatar within Alltale. Sensei then gives Naomi a special power, which is the God's Hand. The next morning, Naomi leaves the house early to meet Sensei and begin training with his new power. Sensei explains that God's Hand provides direct access to the recorded world and Alltale's data, allowing Naomi to create anything, as long as its chemical and physical structure is not overly complex. After that, Sensei and Naomi head to the library. Sensei explains that they need to follow the same path to ensure Ruri becomes Naomi's girlfriend, and that on April 20th, due to a special event at the library, they'll grow closer. On the bus, Sensei instructs Naomi to take out a book, drop it, and then pick it up. When Naomi bends down to retrieve the book, his face ends up pressed against Ruri's butt. As they get off the bus, Ruri slaps Naomi before walking away. Later, Naomi apologizes to Ruri, explaining that he was just trying to pick up her bookmark. Ruri accepts his apology and thanks him. Thanks to a message from the library president asking them to bring a rug for Monday's shelf cleaning, Naomi and Ruri get the chance to spend time together. Ruri and Naomi arrive at the bus station where Naomi reveals they will not be taking the same bus since their houses are in different directions. He explains that the last time they ran into each other, he was heading to Kita's library. Ruri shares that she also goes there to read. Naomi smiles. Later, Sensei and Naomi meet. Sensei tests Naomi by dropping illusions of iron balls from the sky towards him. Naomi, startled, fails to react effectively, which angers Sensei. He tells Naomi that he needs to get himself together if he wants to be able to protect Ruri. Naomi starts training diligently. At the library, Ruri climbs a ladder to return a book to its shelf. When she looks down, she gets scared and loses her balance, falling and landing on top of Naomi. As she settles on the couch, Ruri explains that she has a fear of heights. Naomi brings her some juice and reassures her that he'll handle the upper shelves next time. They begin spending more time together as a result, while Mizuzu watches from a distance. They learn about a secondhand book fair at the library, where they'll be selling used books. Ruri and Naomi try to collect books for the fair, but their efforts are unsuccessful, so they end up at Ruri's house. Naomi is surprised by the sheer number of books there. Ruri explains that her late grandfather was a reader and collector. She suggests they offer some of those books for the fair. They carry the books together and then take a break at the park. As they relax, they start discussing their favorite book genres. Naomi shares with Ruri that there's a book in their collection he wants to read and suggests he'll buy it at the fair. They arrive at their destination and their committee members are impressed with the number of books they've collected. However, the next day, a fire breaks out and destroys all the books. Naomi is furious with Sensei for not warning him so he could have prevented it. Sensei explains that the second-hand book fair will be cancelled and that Ruri will be devastated. He adds that Naomi will need to comfort her. Using his powers, Naomi spends the night recreating the lost books. The next day, he presents them to Ruri. He shares with her that he's relieved that the book he wanted to read is safe, then collapses to the floor, exhausted. Ruri catches him and holds him in her arms. Their group members arrive soon after, bringing the books they managed to collect. The fair goes on as planned. Naomi falls asleep on the couch, and later, Ruri reassures him that it's okay to rest. She shows him the total amount of donations they've collected, which makes him happy. Ruri gets close to Naomi and thanks him. He looks at her. starts to stutter and then looks down, confessing that he likes her. Rui gets up, suggesting they start dating, and tells him that she set aside the book he wanted to read. It is now July the 3rd, the day of the fireworks festival. Naomi reassures Sensei that he has made sure not to invite her. Naomi spots a figure with an animal head watching him from a distance. When he tries to get closer to get a better look, the figure disappears. Soon, multiple figures appear. Sensei explains that these are watchers of the Alltale system files. Naomi uses his powers to attack them. He realizes that because this is a world within Alltale, Sensei's interference has triggered the system's homeostatic system. Bots in the form of Kitsune Men appear, trying to fix the data and transport Ruri and Naomi to the incident site. Naomi summons a black hole to erase not only the Kitsune Men, but also the lightning strike that was supposed to hit the tree where Ruri was waiting. This action prevents the accident and successfully rescues Ruri, rewriting the data in the process. Ruri watches, shocked by what has just happened. Naomi is overjoyed to see her safe and hugs her, expressing his relief. She smiles and wraps her arms around him. As they lean in, about to kiss, Sensei suddenly reclaims God's hand and teleports Ruri away before vanishing. Naomi is stunned as he realizes Sensei's plan is to recreate Ruri's original mental state within Alltale so that the data would sync with Ruri's mind in the real world, allowing her to wake up. Returning to the city, Naomi is suddenly confronted by thousands of Kitsune Men. This is the result of Sensei rebooting the system after rewriting all data related to Ruri's existence. The system starts filtering the data, deciding what to keep and what to erase, which causes the space in 2024 Kyoto to shift and red auroras to appear in the sky. Recalling how Ruri was teleported away in a similar red light, Naomi jumps into the glowing redness. He wakes up in a virtual space where he meets the same crow as before. The crow reassures the protagonist that he's not dead and promises to help him save Ruri, manifesting God's hand for him once again. Sensei tells adult Ruri that she has been in a coma for 10 years since the fireworks incident, and he's been waiting for her to wake up. He leans in to kiss her, but she pushes him away, saying that he is not Naomi. Their moment is interrupted by bots attacking them. Naomi appears just in time to save them. When Ruri sees him, she calls out his name with a smile, and they hug. Naomi explains that the bots are trying to hurt her, but he'll handle it. He then confronts Sensei and punches him. Naomi offers Ruri his hand, inviting her to escape with him. He carries her and starts running, fighting off any bots that come their way. One bot grabs Ruri by the leg and tries to attack her, but Naomi saves her just in time. They get into a car and Sensei drives, saying he needs to return Ruri to his world. Naomi insists that Sensei drive them to Kyoto Station and the Grand Stairway. As Ruri hugs the adult Naomi, they manage to outrun the Kitsune Men. Ruri returns to her own time through a portal created by the God's hand. The bots then shift their focus to the two Naomis, transforming into a monstrous, gigantic creature that overpowers Naomi's strength. Sensei gives up his life, knowing that only one Naomi can exist. He thanks his past self for seeing Ruri smile again and wishes him happiness. Inside the Alltale management facility, Alltale shuts down successfully after its data goes haywire and starts duplicating. The Alltale logic system is deactivated, allowing for the creation of a parallel world within Alltale. Naomi returns to his world and finds his beloved Ruri. Overjoyed to be reunited, they rush into each other's arms and hug tightly. After a moment, they pull away and gaze into each other's eyes before sharing a passionate kiss. Meanwhile, Sensei wakes up on the moon, where he hears the voices of the crow and an adult Ruri. He had fallen into a coma after saving Ruri, due to injuries from failing to enter Alltale in his previous attempts. Now, adult Ruri is transferring Naomi's memories from Alltale to the real world.